Yeah,
You gave a hell of a detail. You know what I'm saying
yeah.
Dave Walker out to avenge his mother. Real simple.
Yeah.
Black man in a thorough ass lay fucking shit up. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, bro. That's what it comes down to. What's good, my brother? How are you? How are you doing today?
What up, man? All good. We're doing good.
So this is our first show. You know what I'm saying? Came up with this concept. You know what I'm saying? Two dudes who, you know, pretty dope. If I had my say in it, would say we were pretty dope.
Pretty dope.
But also, you know what I'm saying, got a little bit of nerd in us. You know what I'm saying? So this is two dope ass nerds. Um,
Right.
yeah. So you can see our names at the bottom, but just a little bit of introduction from myself. You know what I'm saying? So my name is Ernest Drummond. I've been into nerdy shit since I was younger, comic books, anime, uh, all types of stuff that people as dope as myself shouldn't be into, But I like what I like, so that's where my origin story started. The shall we say? You know what I'm saying?
Actually, yeah. No, I feel that. I'm Anton. Same, man. I've been collecting comic books since I was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mainly a DC guy, but I've always dabbled in Marvel,
And I'm not gonna hold that against you.
Image, and
I'm not
everything.
gonna hold. I'm not gonna hold that against you, brother.
You don't need to. DC's a little better. We just got the movies going right now, but on the page, we got it. Also a movie guy. Love movies since forever. Actually went to school for filmmaking, so real into movies. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this stuff, man, because I grew up in a time, I'm sure you did too, where you couldn't really talk openly about this stuff, man. We had to play
Nah,
sports.
yeah. I mean, granted, I love sports as well,
Yeah,
But yeah, you couldn't. It wasn't. Here's the thing: the word nerd in itself, I think, is needs to be reconstructed, right? Like when you think of a nerd, you think of like somebody who's essentially like socially awkward, right? Smart as hell, but socially awkward, right? I'm saying I don't think that holds true to this day. You know what I'm saying? I think that the nerd platform has ever actually taken off. And it's actually cool to be a nerd now. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the smartest people in the world are the coolest people in the world. So I
right.
think I think there was a genre shift or a remake, shall we say, in that freeze. So that's where.
Yeah, I think people just got like tired of hiding it. We got
True. Yeah.
older. Like I like
And
the,
watch. Here's the thing. It's cool to like dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's cool to like literature, dog.
yeah.
Like, it's okay to like literature. But have you heard the term, or do you like the term black nerd blurred? Have you heard that?
Blurred.
That's like a real thing.
Uh, I think it's lazy as fuck, but
I
I like it. I mean, I get it.
hear that, but I think what it's trying to say is like black is cool,
Hmm.
mashing the two together. Like there's cool black people out here that like nerd stuff too.
Like I said,
Anime.
I don't have any ill will to the term, but I just think it's lazy. Like, oh, let's put this word and this word together, and you know.
Yeah,
But outside of that, I'm with it.
with it too. Cool. Um, oh, you mentioned anime before. I'm also I dabble in anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little late to the game, but as a I dabble in anime, so we can definitely get into that too. Um, so you want to get started, or we
Yeah,
got?
let's get this show on the road, man. Let's
All
get
right,
this
so
show on the road, brother.
I want to start with the question of the day, or question
Oh, and I'm just so you know, I also like whiskey, so I will be drinking whiskey.
that I don't have that right now, but next time I'll try maybe pop an edible. We'll see. All right, so we're gonna start with the question of the week. I tried to
Question of the week.
I took part of the age old question and then I tried to
Mm-hmm.
flip it. So I'm gonna pose this question to you, then I'll answer it too though.
Okay.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be
Yeah.
and how would you use it to your own advantage?
So I think this question is the quintessential question for pretty
Absolutely.
much every nerd when you get into this space, right? Like where you land. And I've gotten older, so I've matured a little bit. Back in the day, I wanted to be invisible, super speed, flight XYZ. I realized, I'm saying, like if I did have a superpower, bro, I'm not really the superhero type. You know what I'm saying? I'm more like the anti-hero. Like I might help you out on Tuesday and Thursday, but this not gonna be an everyday thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just dipping out every day, you know what I'm saying, to come help you, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to chill. So my answer in that realm kind of evolved. And when you said you was gonna ask this question, I was trying to think about like, well, where would I land? And my initial response was like, well, fuck it, I'm saying like I don't need to be OP. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be overpowered. You know what I'm saying? I just want something that could make my life better. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna go with mind control, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I want to be able to control motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Get my shit that I need done when I need it done. But then I actually thought about it, and so crazy. Here's where I land. Right? Give me luck. Give me Domino's power.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me
Okay.
whatever I need. You know what I'm saying? Let me just luckily get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. I need some cash. Boom. Luckily got it. You know what I'm saying? I need I need to do this. Luckily it's done. I need to survive. Luckily I'm there. I'm with that, man. I don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, all out in you know what I'm saying, in the limelight, but give me luck. That's where I land on it.
I actually like that, and I actually think this is going to be controversial. Probably, maybe, but or maybe not. Domino's power sucks, but it sucks because, like for what you just said, it works. Like you just a dude out here trying to survive.
That's
give me
it.
some luck. But if you're like a mercenary, that's whack, man.
But
That's
here's a crazy thing though. Here's a crazy it don't it's not something that can show up on the pages or on the screen. That's
right.
whack. But if it was real life and you a mercenary, what's better than just having luck? You know what I'm saying? I'll pull up. I want Anton dead. I'm gonna just walk up there and luckily somehow he gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely, I get it. I get it. It's just not as cool as like I don't know teleportation or like
here's the thing.
knives
Here's
coming
the
out.
thing. If you could
Right.
teleport, you want to go from point A to point B. If I want to go to point A to point B, I'm gonna just luckily be there somehow. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, low key. It's one of, like I said, I wouldn't want to be like overpowered, but it's probably one of the most overpowered powers ever because there's no flaw in it. It's like whatever you
Yeah.
need, it'll get you there.
Yeah. 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 That's a good answer, man. I like think about that at all. Only because I think that Domino's.
Domino sucks.
I don't know. She don't suck, but that power is kind of
Yo,
corny.
you hate black women superheroes, dog?
Do I? No.
You
Domino's
go
not black.
first show you coming out. Domino sucks. That's wild.
No, not what I said. You're really putting words in my mouth. I didn't say anything about her race. I don't even know what her
Hey
race is
man,
in the. I don't think she's black.
well she was black on the big screen.
All right, so my answer, and you kind of took a shot at me, but I'm gonna let it slide. But my answer, and it's been my answer my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
is super speed. And let me explain first. Let me explain. I'm talking like speed force, super speed, like Wally West, super speed.
Okay.
Unlike what you said, I am gonna save people. I've been reading this stuff forever. I want to be a super. I'm gonna be a super.
You know how draining that is.
Hold on though. Hold on though. My only thing is, like, I'm like Denzel. Like, I'm leaving here with something. All right. So all I'm saying, I want to be fast enough to just like real quick stop into the bank,
Mm-hmm.
just have it, 10,000 here, 20,000 there. For me, I got bills to pay. I got student loans. I got mouths to feed. I just need a little something to hold me over. If I do it enough, you know, build some generational wealth. I don't want to clean out the bank.
Okay. You just want your cut.
Real quick, let me get my cut,
Yeah, let
and
me get that.
and then you know, I'm saving lives. I'm out there. I'm fast enough. I'm saving lives.
So, but here's the so let me throw this at you, right? Since like, because you said you into this superhero, you
Yeah,
about that superhero life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
With being about that superhero life comes super villains, bro. They're gonna be on your bumper
Hmm.
Monday through Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Putting your family at risk. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna know about my family. I'm gonna have a
Hey
secret.
man, them, them,
I'm
them,
so
them,
fast.
the,
You're not gonna know my secret
it,
identity.
it always comes out, man. It always comes out.
Doesn't always come out. Not for everybody. Not for everybody. It doesn't always come out. I'm so fast they cannot catch me.
Hmm.
They can't even see me. I
Yeah.
might as well be teleporting. But
Mhm.
I'm talking about. I'm talking like I said, Wally West, Speed Force fast.
That's it.
I'll save a few people a week, and then I'll get some offshore accounts and dump some money in them Jones.
Mhm. It's very deep. That's a very DC answer of you, my brother.
I know it is. I knew you were gonna say something like that. That's why DC is better. I've
That's
been thinking about this for a
that's
long
that's
time.
to be debated, bro. That's to be debated. You know what I'm saying,
They're not all in one city. I know that.
hey man, they say New York's a hell of a, you know what I'm saying, city of dreams, bro.
All right. So you ready to get into this news?
Yeah, let's get
So,
into the news, man. What
so
we got?
I interesting. Um, the first one I really just wanna hear your thoughts for real, for real. I want to discuss a little bit. Um, the Fantastic Four trailer uh released last month, and it
Mhm.
had one of the highest views of all time, really, for a trailer in general. Um, there's a lot that I saw in that is to be deciphered. We don't
Mhm.
know a lot about them. We know like it's set. I think we know like it's set in this like another universe. Um, it doesn't appear to be an origin story. It appears like they are already the Fantastic Four. Everybody knows them. They've saved the world. Um, what are your thoughts, man? What did you think about the trailer, the actors, the look, and everything?
Um, so I like the trailer. It gave off peak comic book vibes to me, right? Like it looked like they're going to actually stick close to the source material on this one. Whereas sometimes in these movies they try to venture off, do their own thing.
Mhm.
Um, uh, in terms of the movie, this is what people been waiting for, right? Like Marvel had the cheat code, right? Because like you putting out bangers, and then they kind of ventured off the beaten track, right? They wanted to go into these lesser known characters, which is cool every now and again. But we want the hits. People want the hits. You know what I'm saying? Fantastic Four, X Men, Avengers. That's what people want. So you finally getting another big big group coming in. It kind of sucked. When I first saw it, I was kind of disappointed because I immediately wanted them to be in the 616, you know what I'm saying? Like bring the whole story
I agree.
into, but after thinking about it and actually kind of trying to decipher like what they're doing in this movie a little bit, I like it. And I like that it don't got no plot, or is not, that it don't really have a backstory. Because I think a lot of times they spend too much time on these backstories. And with something like the Fantastic Four, I don't think you need it. Or you can tell it in the sequel, or you know what I'm saying, that you can
Yeah,
do that. Start us out with a banger and get us to where we need to be, right? So again, like you said, it's staged in a different universe, right? Or a different Marvel universe. But eventually they got to get this Fantastic Four to the Marvel universe. And I think that's the story right there.
right.
When I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that's the whole plot line. How do they get to the 616? You know what I'm saying? Pretty much.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know how they're going to accomplish that. I don't know what's going to get them there, but I like that this movie is going to be like considered like, it's kind of like when you think of like canon versus non-canon, like it's going to be looked at it's canon, but they're gonna treat it like a non-canon. Like they're gonna give you things that you probably wouldn't get in a traditional all shoot. Like hope maybe you get Franklin Richards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get, you know what I'm saying? Like you might get a lot in that aspect. So I'm with it. I like that the trailer didn't give away everything, you know what I'm saying? Which as I told you was my biggest gripe with Captain America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Um
had that away stuff though, because otherwise no one was gonna go see it.
right.
But I agree. That's a good point. You just said like they're going to be able to do things because it's set in a different uh, universe. They're
Hmm.
going to be able to do that the 616 cannot do. They're not
Right.
going to have
Correct.
restraints. But it is also essentially, I think anyway, it's going to be essentially the start of this whatever multiversal war, like for real. Like
Hmm.
it's the start of the doomsday
Yeah. Correct.
saga they're about to do. So they have to bring them in. The thing I liked about it the most, going back to something you said in the beginning, is that like that look, the look. One of the first comic books I ever read was a Fantastic Four comic. It was actually a copy of the one of like a bunch of books from the 60s, like their first books. And that is what it looked like. Like that trailer is what that book looked like.
Oh, 100%.
And I just thought that was really dope. Um, Pedro Pascal is I love Pedro Pascal. I think he's a great actor and I think he'll do a great job. But that's the only thing where he's the only part where I was like, I just wouldn't have picked him to play Mr. Fantastic. But at the same time, I know he's gonna kill it though.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. But I just look at the trailer and I'm like, he got like the scruffy beard on and stuff. Like, I don't know. But other than that, I think it looks dope. Galactus, or the real Galactus, looks like it's going to be in it. It's going to just a big time movie that sets up hopefully some good movies back to back to back instead
Yeah.
of what
Let's
we get
get back to what we good at. You know what I'm saying?
and just the right way, which is what it looks like. So it looks dope. Um, all right, so my next headline was about the Punisher.
My
I don't know if you
guy.
heard this. Yeah, John
Hmm.
Bernthal is back on Daredevil, the new Daredevil season. He's actually going to be in season 2 as well. But he is. They just he just said that they signed him up to do a Punisher um, television special like they did for Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
So hour-long Punisher special. He's co-writing it, and he's saying like it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be like for real Punisher,
Oh, let's get
all,
after it.
like intense, and that's supposed to air sometime in 2026. I'm excited for this, man. I think
Mm.
there's a lot of iterations of the Punisher in cinema and in television. He is by far. You're talking about the intensity, the violence. Just he's an intense dude, man. And he just pulls that character off so perfectly. But the other reason I'm really excited about it is we need to do more. They need to do more of these 1 hour specials.
Yeah,
They're perfect.
I
You were just
agree.
saying like we're getting a lot of stuff that's not really good. Well, maybe we take some of these characters and just give them a 1 hour special, a one-off story, like that we can just concentrate on that and not the larger universe. Maybe we'll get some good stuff because that Werewolf by Night was really good. Like it's one of my favorite werewolf movies at this point. It was really good. It was interesting. And it didn't connect with anything. And it was a character that a lot of people don't even know. Two characters. It had Man Thing in there too. Like do that. Pull some of these characters and do more of these one-off specials, man. I think it's a really good idea for them, and it gives content to Disney Plus. So it's a win-win. You know what I mean? But what do you think about that? What you about the Punisher?
So I agree with you, right? So you created this universe, this expansive universe, and you can't cover it all with movies and TV shows. You just can't. Like it's too many characters, too many well-known characters. So I do agree the one-off specials could help a lot. Just in terms of the Punisher, I think John Bernthal brung breathed life into that character. Not well, Punisher is the guy, right? In the comic book, on the pages, Punisher is the guy.
Yeah.
But in a world of superheroes, I think it's hard as holy hell to breathe life into a character that really don't got no superpowers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's weird because you look at it, when I look at it now, I'm like, yo, he's been the Punisher before he was the Punisher, right? And I'm thinking about this, right? Just think about it. Like, when you saw him in Walking Dead, he was the Punisher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like that's
Yeah.
how it came across. So like he is the character. Kind of just same thing with like Daredevil. I mean, Deadpool, right? Like when you saw him in Blade
Like,
Trinity, he was there. He was Deadpool. Like so, like I love when they cast correctly because I think that breathes life into the character. And when you hit on a casting of a character, the way they hit on the Punisher, you gotta use it. You gotta use it. So I love that the fact that they're doing a one-off um spin-off on that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And I just imagine like a Ghost Rider one-off,
Yeah.
or like I don't know, any
Domino.
Domino, any obscure character. Give us a one-off and then just let it be, man. I think it's a great idea. All right. I got two more, but you what do you think? We knock
We
these
we,
out? All
we
right.
good. We good.
All right. So I'm gonna step out of the comic realm for a second,
Okay.
because this is big news for me, and I think it'd be big news for you too. Paradise, our new favorite show.
Banger.
Definitely coming back for a season two. We know season one just wrapped with a big cliffhanger. A lot of questions, not a lot of answers. But the creator Dan Fogelman said that the scripts for the second season are completely done, and
Mm-hmm.
they go back into production next month.
Yeah.
So they're talking about airing the second season as early as early 2026, like February 2026. So
So
I'm real excited about that, man.
let me
Like
let me
I
a-
knock these things out, man.
let me ask you this. Is it the same writers? Did they bring all the same team back?
It's the same team because he also said I miss his season plan. It's 3 seasons, so they're
Mm-hmm.
knocking these out. It's the same people going after it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Listen, man. Here's the thing. Like that show, first season, hit the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to follow up with a second season that's going to match it.
It's always
You got to do it. 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 The people want it. You know what I'm saying? I want it. You want it. Um, just do it right. You know what I'm saying? Get in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Screen test this thing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you put out another banger. Like don't do what Prison Break did. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Don't give me the fire. You know what I'm saying? Give me the fire season one and then come back with some bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So I are if there's a 3 season plan,
Mm-hmm.
and the story is solidified, like that. Like they're not going to go off the beaten path. They're not going to throw filler in. This is the story that they have, they're just working on. I think that's a good thing. We know the acting's going to be good,
Yeah.
right? So we don't have to worry about that. And then they keep it tight. They keep it tight. Like it's 8 episodes. We're not
Mm-hmm.
doing episodes.
Right.
All three of those things together, I think is going to make it, that tells me this is going to be a very good kind of quick hitter show.
I
Three
like it.
seasons and we out, and everybody's
I like
satisfied.
I like it because sometimes they drag these things on too long. They get the
Yeah,
following and they like, oh, let's milk this thing.
right.
Nah, have a plan, stick to it, get in, get out. I love it.
Yeah. All right, my next headline, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know if you like this stuff or not, but as long as I'm on this show, we're gonna talk about it. All right,
I feel like it's about to be some bullshit.
Doug. Listen, I'm excited about it. All right, HBO is doing a Harry Potter TV series.
Oh, Harry Potter, that's my
That's
shit.
okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, come on, man, come on with it.
So this is big. This is big news. All right, three cast, three casted
Mm.
John Lithgow is set to play Professor Dumbledore.
Okay.
It's an interesting casting. He's American, but he's also like a really good actor. He's a thespian. He does a British accent. If you watch The Crown on Netflix, who'd he play? Uh, Winston Churchill.
Okay.
You know, he's also old as hell, so it works, right?
Yeah.
Playing Dumbledore. Janet McTeer is cast to play Professor McGonagall. I don't know if you saw. Did you see that show Chaos on Netflix with Jeff Goldblum about the gods, the Greek gods?
No.
All right, well,
No,
she
I ain't get
played
it.
Hera on that. It's good casting. Go check out that show. It's really good casting. It's kind of, McGonagall's not like, it kind of doesn't matter that much, but she
Mm-hmm.
good casting. Now here's the biggie. Here's the biggie and the most controversial. All right, they signed. His name is, you've seen him before, but I can't even think of the shows. He's an Emmy nominee. His name is Paapa Esiwedu. Think I
Say that 3 times fast.
Paapa Esiwedu. Paapa Esiwedu. He signed on to play Severus Snape. Now, if you listen to the name I just said,
Mm-hmm.
you probably hear he is a man of African descent. Um, so of course the internet's about to blow up
Yeah, they about to have a field day with this one
because obviously Severus Snape is a white man in the book, in the books, and
in the movies.
played by a beloved white man in Alan Rickman in the movies. So that's a big deal. But the brother's a good actor. I've seen him in several things. Um, the last thing I actually saw him in is A Midsummer Night's Dream. Laugh at me if you want to, but I like Shakespeare. He was dope in that. Um, but I'm excited about that because the casting means it's going down, like it's happening. If you're already signing people up,
Mm-hmm.
it's happening. So I believe they're shooting for a early 2027 release for the first season, and it's supposed to go 7 seasons, 7 books, and they're supposed to go in depth on the books. It's not going to be like the movies where they change and rearrange things. It's supposed to go hard into the books. Uh,
So, so all right. I got some issues, right? I do
okay,
got some issues, right? First, right? I think you. I don't. You tell me about the casting is. I don't know if I like it, right? And here's the thing. I'm fine with what's the word when you cast somebody of a different culture for a role that's supposed to be. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But the precedent for film and TV on what this person looks like is already been set. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's a new character, right? It's not like they're introducing a new character. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of breaks the continuity um of how you're gonna watch this thing. And then my second issue is so you mean the Wizarding world is massive, right? It's kind of like the Marvel and DC world, right? We've gotten the Harry Potters, we gotten multiple Dumbledores. Like, can we get somebody else? You know what I'm saying, can I get an Order of the Phoenix, bro? Can I get a TV show about the Order of the Phoenix where he's just going down, knocking down evil wizards? You know what I'm saying, like,
like the original
yeah,
Order of the Phoenix.
the Order. I'm saying, like, give me some new characters, bro. Like, it's so many ways they can expand on this universe, and to just pick 3 characters that already been done. Granted, like, cool, you can have those 3 characters in those side movies, but give me something new. That's all. So I mean, I'm sure this show is gonna be dope. I'm sure it's gonna be dope. I gotta get my eyes on this whole Severus Snape thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, there's a trillion great actors in the world. I'm sure you could have found somebody that resembles what we think of when we see Severus Snape and have that person play the role. Um, but if they feel like he's a natural for the role, who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm saying I keep that in the back of my thoughts. But yeah, give me somebody, and I'm sure they'll introduce new characters in the show as well. But make it about something different than what we already got. You know what I'm saying?
I listen. I don't disagree with you. This is probably the first time that a casting like that has happened where I kind of disagree with it. Normally, I'm like, yeah, make a black person do it. That's
Mm,
fine. Like like Johnny Storm in that one Fantastic Four movie. Like, yeah, fine, he's
right.
black. That's cool. This one, I am a little more like on the fence, but I'm still gonna always bet on black. So more power to the brother. I hope.
Look at you throwing
Uh,
out catchphrases.
on more shows. So I think I read somewhere, and I don't remember where. My daughter probably showed it to me because she's big into Harry Potter. That they are trying to do different shows as well. So I
Hmm.
actually, what you said is it would be dope. But I also think if you did a show about the Marauders,
I love
that
that.
that would be
I
dope.
love
Like
that. That'd be
him in
dope.
high school causing trouble. That would
Yeah.
be a cool
Yeah.
thing.
Give me something.
Uh,
Give me something different, man. That's what I'm saying. So
so
when you got a world this big to keep going back to the well and back to the well and back to the well, kind of like makes it stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like freshen this thing up a little bit.
I'm with you. That makes sense. And I think they might be trying to do like a Game of Thrones thing where they'll have a bunch of different spin-offs. But they gotta do the first
They
thing
got yeah.
first.
Okay.
But
Now
hopefully that will
where
happen.
let me the big
Yeah,
question when it comes to shows like this. Where's it airing? Who's putting it out?
HBO.
Yeah, I'm with it. Let's
H
do it. Let's do it.
yeah, yeah. Um our well that was kind of the last of my news that I felt like we should discuss, but I got a couple like quick hitters for you.
Let's go.
Um the Batman Part Two is said to arrive in 2027, a whole 5 years after the Batman movie. They asked Robert Pattinson about it when he's going to start working on it. He said, "I fucking hope so. I started out as a young Batman. I'm going to be a fucking old Batman by the sequel."
Yeah.
Returning to Daredevil season 2 are actors Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon Henson, who played Karen Page and Foggy Nelson. They don't explain how that's happening, but they said you really can't do a Daredevil story without Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. I agree. I just don't know how they're going to do that necessarily.
I'm interested in seeing how this is gonna happen.
Will Smith said that they're planning on doing a Hancock 2, and they're gonna try to get Zendaya to play a part in that. The Green Lantern TV show Lanterns is supposed to air in early 2026. Uh, they're doing a Street Fighter movie that just got greenlit, and it has a director. Uh,
Hey, listen.
Yo,
They owe me a good Street Fighter movie, bro.
they owe me
They
too.
owe me a good Street Fighter movie.
They owe me too.
This was one of the movies, you know what I'm saying? Like I begged to go see, you know what I'm saying? It was El
It,
Poupe. That's French for trash.
movies probably of our movie going experience
Yeah.
up to today for sure. It barely had Ken and Ryu in the John. Like it was man. And last thing is they are planning a Clayface standalone movie. Clayface and director James Watkins has been set to direct that. Might be interesting. We might get it. They might try to do it like they did the first Joker movie, or like they did the Penguin series. It could be interesting. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do
So
it.
I
That
think I'm with everything you said. I'll probably I could do without the Clayface TV show. I'll be honest
want
with
to
you.
see what they do. Oh,
I
it's a movie,
yeah,
TV show.
TV show, movie, whatever it is. In terms, but the Batman thing, I'll say this: if Penguin never came out, they could have missed me with a sequel for that movie.
What?
Yeah, they could have missed me with a whole sequel for
Wait,
that movie. Penguin reset it for me, bro. It reset it for me, bro. That movie
all right,
was dry as hell.
I wanted to say it there and move on, but now I gotta know why. Why?
It was
What's
it was it
wrong
was
with the Batman?
dry. It was dry. It was too drawn out. It was too drawn out. I didn't like I feel like they strayed too far from what the Riddler truly is, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make it more modern, and I didn't like that aspect of it. Um and also I'm just tired of fucking Batman movies. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, we had 39 Batman movies. Half of Hollywood has played Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Give me something else. Give me Batwing. Give me Robin. I don't give a shit. I'm tired of Batman, bro. I ain't
I,
gonna lie to you.
I couldn't disagree with you more. I get what you're saying about the Riddler, but I loved what they did with the Riddler. I thought it was dope. He's basically the what he was the what do you call him? The killer that always had you decipher the puzzles. The real life guy. Forget his
Yeah.
name. I thought that was dope. Man, I've watched that movie several times. I've never thought it was dry or
I ain't gonna lie
dry.
to you. I tried to watch it several
Yeah,
times.
I've watched
And
it. I would say I've watched it 8 times at least, at the very least.
well, you're a DC guy. You're a DC guy.
I I I'm almost afraid to say this
You
out loud,
you
but
you
I
probably
think it's
watched the
the best
Justice
Batman.
League several times as well
I
too.
think it's the best Batman movie. What'd you say?
You probably watched the Justice League several times as well.
No, I actually don't like. I saw the original one, the Joss Whedon one once.
Wait. Let's back this. Let me rewind this motherfucker
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
You just said the best Batman
I think
movie.
it's the best
You
Batman.
high as holy hell.
I think it's the best Batman movie.
Yo, yo.
I think it's the movie, the Batman movie that truly encompasses
Listen,
what Batman is, man.
you clearly dancing with the
Not
devil in the pale moonlight, bro.
he has to we're moving in the direction like he isn't the Bruce Wayne we know yet, but he is the Batman that we haven't seen that is more like the comic Batman. That's a dope movie.
The original Batman is the best Batman.
That's not true.
It
It's a
is.
great movie,
It's the best.
but
It's
it's
the
not
best.
like
It's the
it's
best.
not like the Batman that's from the comics. It's not like the Batman from the comics. And the Batman, that movie, is the Batman from the comics. That's what I've been looking for all these years. Is the Batman from and then yeah, the Penguin. Probably
Penguin was fire.
come out of that.
Fire. Fire.
Probably,
Thumbs up on the
even
Penguin.
even in the movie, that's probably the best thing to come out of that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that
And they did it without Batman.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I'll never understand. But it is. I will say it is taking so long for this next one to come out. Like people are going to forget about it. So it better be fired. Movie better be fired for everyone. All right. So we ready? We ready to move on to like the main course here?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All
What
right.
we talking about?
So we're doing a movie review, and the first we'll probably do this. Maybe we'll do this every episode. Maybe not. I don't know.
I
But
like it.
the Blade series is what we're diving into.
Yeah.
Of course, we started with Blade 1. It in my opinion, this is the movie that started the modern comic book genre of movies.
It ain't an opinion, it's a
It,
fact.
it, it lit the fire
Saved it's
under
listen,
yeah, go ahead.
saved it. Saved listen, without this movie, there is no Marvel. It's
There,
no
there,
Marvel.
well, there's no I think there's no we don't call it a genre.
Yeah,
We don't
it's not
not
correct. Absolutely. I agree.
So just some quick details real quick. So Blade, it came out in 1998, directed by Stephen Norrington and written by the great David S. Goyer, based on a Marvel comic character Blade, obviously. Quick premise about the movie. It's a half mortal, half immortal is out to avenge his mother's death and rid the world of vampires. The modern day technologically advanced vampires he is going after are in search of his special blood type needed to summon an evil god who plays a key role in their plan to execute the human race. It stars Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, Mbuji Wright, and Donald Logue. It was made on a budget of $45 million and grossed $131 million worldwide. So it was a huge box office smash in 1998. Couple quick little trivia things. The character of Whistler, who is Blade's, I don't know, gun handler or whatever, mentor, was created by David S. Goyer for the film. He was not an original comic book character. And then the second thing, and this one blew my mind. Did you watch the Spider-Man TV series in the 90s, the cartoon series?
Yeah.
All right. That's where I first saw Blade. So
Mhm.
what I found out is the Blade character that appeared in 2 episodes of that series in 1995, along with Whistler, they came from the script that David S. Goyer wrote for this movie. So they come from this movie,
Yeah.
but put on that show a whole 2 years before the movie even started production. So the Blade that was in the comics at that time was not the Blade that was
Yeah.
on that cartoon. I thought that was pretty cool because you know, for me, seeing him for the first time that way and then seeing him on the movie, it was like it was an easy transition. So let's go into your review of the movie, man.
All right. So first, let me summarize your synopsis, right?
Yeah,
You gave a hell of a detail. You know what I'm saying
yeah,
Dave Walker out to avenge his mother. Real simple.
yeah,
Black man in a thorough ass lay fucking shit up. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, bro. That's what it comes down to. That's why this movie was fucking epic. You
yeah,
didn't get it. You didn't get. You gave. They gave you the backstory for like 3 minutes in at minute 40. Fuck that. Let's start off the best. One of the best intro sequences of any movie. Right. You got a porn star leading the dude. You got a porn star leading the
yeah,
dude
yeah,
into a bloodbath essentially.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Lights come up. Black man dripped out, fucks everybody up. Knocked, took down like 40 vampires off rip. It was beautiful, man. Listen, to your point, right? The Blade comic book is based on the movie. Like
yeah.
this is everybody say like, they made these Marvel movies based on the comic book. This is one where they ventured completely off the beaten path. In the comic book, it was so fire that the comic book had to then adapt to the
Right,
movie. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Wesley Snipes is Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like he is the whole backstory, like him being a day. That wasn't a part of the comic book, bro. Like he was just immune to vampire bites. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And
Yeah.
he was some English dude. You know what I'm saying? Like just out there, just you know what I'm saying, chasing Dracula. Like no, we changing the dynamic. We coming, we fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Give my man a sword. You know what I'm saying? Some makeshift batarangs is what they look like. You know what I'm saying? And let him fuck shit up. We don't even need they didn't even need Frost. Just let 32 hours of him fucking vampires up. That shit it still would have hit the lid. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Um,
so hold up before you keep going. I want to go back to the opening scene.
yeah,
I have in my notes here. Is this the best opening scene in a comic book movie ever?
yeah.
I
I mean,
think it is.
I can't. Oh, wait,
I
wait,
used
wait. I
to
got.
say X2. I used to say X2, and then rewatching this, I was like, this opening
Mhm.
explains everything about the world of this movie in such a quick and cool and exciting way. I can't think of another
I
uh
got.
or superhero movie that does that like that.
I got one. I got one
Okay,
that the intro was just as fire,
okay,
and that's the original Deadpool. Deadpool when he's sitting on the bridge. You know what I'm saying, listen,
yeah.
that was probably
It's
the only.
it's fire, but it ain't better, man. It
It
ain't.
ain't better, but it's just as good
It's
because
up there.
it is essentially that. I mean that probably was the only place I would go in terms of like intros.
I'm not just talking about the action of it. I'm talking about how it sets up the world. It
Well, that's
sets
what
up
I'm
the
saying.
world in about
I
4 minutes
agree, but like if you didn't know who Deadpool was, you
Yeah,
got Merc with a mouth
for sure.
within that first 5 minutes of that open scene. So I
Yeah.
listen, if you like it, I think this would probably be one, but 1A, 1B is where I would go with those two.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You're right. I hadn't thought about that. You're right about that. But I do think this opening scene was just perfectly done. It was
Executed.
perfectly done. Like it's like
Perfectly executed.
everything looks kind of normal, but has a creepiness to it,
Mm.
or an uneasiness to it that you can't put your finger on. And I think that's how the whole movie is. It's
Yeah, I agree.
like things look normal, but something's off. And it started us off on the roller coaster, and the roller coaster was already going going straight down. You know what I
Fire.
mean? Like
Fire. Pure fire. Even if you say, all right, look, even the ending of that scene, right? So we watched the movie to me and refresh our memory. My
mhm.
man kills all the vampires, disappears real quick. You know what I'm saying? And then the ending of that scene, he walking through it like it looked like a tornado. I don't know. It was the windiest alley I've ever seen in my life. I'm
Yeah,
like, why is everything? But it was just
yeah,
fire. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Just fire.
So you also So I want to talk about, because you said we didn't need to have Frost.
No, I'm saying if I'm
No,
grant,
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
yeah.
saying. I do want to point out Steven Dorff is the actor's name.
Mm-hmm.
He did a great job, man. He was really good in this movie. Like, he was like the shark in the water, and you didn't know when he was gonna strike. You didn't know when he was gonna do his big thing, and it kept the suspense going. It kept kind of the fear of it going. I thought he did a great job, and we don't talk about him enough as comic book moviegoers. Comic book moviegoers, that you don't have such a great movie without a really good villain.
Oh no, for
and
sure.
and he kind of set the standard when
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to go on from here, like from here to make comic book movies. Like, your villain has to be good, has to be menacing, and you have to kind of understand him a little bit. Like, you don't like what he's doing, but you understand what he's trying to do and why. Right?
I agree. I
He's
agree.
he's he's the guy in the mafia. He's the little guy in the mafia trying to make his way up, essentially. Right? I'm just saying, we don't talk enough about Steven Dorff's
So I think he did a good job. Um, I think you laying the praise on a little bit heavy, right? And let me explain why. Let me explain why, right? Honestly, like he did a good job just playing a guy that you didn't know what the fuck his end game was,
Mhm.
really. But that was a part of the issue too. Like you ain't know what the fucking point was. Like why is the listen, why is the elder vampire communion or council, whatever they want to call themselves, like cowering to this bull? Like, who is he? Like, what's his point? Like, what's his end game? Right? Like, you didn't, but also you didn't need that because he presented himself as the big bad. And the logical thought process is like, okay, when we gonna get to the point where Blade fuck him up? Because that's what the movie about. The movie
Yeah,
about Blade is fucking people up. So it's gonna happen. And how is he gonna fight back? I do think he did a good job. I don't think he. I,
but I think what you're talking about is story plot holes, or
oh
or
yeah,
or
yeah,
or points in the plot that aren't really needed. Like, do we need to have the elders? Yeah, we do for his end game part, but initially it's not really interesting. But
right.
his fault, and that's not his portrayal. His portrayal in his first portrayal in that meeting,
Mhm.
like, that's what I'm talking about. Where it's like he's the shark in the water. Like, he's playing that really well. Like, he's the low guy, but like, he's making his way up
Yeah,
somehow. He's got some kind of plan.
I get it.
But the movie has several plot holes like that,
Oh, they had a million plot holes.
or just weak things like that. Like, I personally think the whole thing about the serum that he has
Hmm.
to take is the weakest plot hole in the whole movie, because it really only like pays off at the very end, where Deacon Frost thinks that those little vials are his serum and they're not. So he's
Right.
able to expose himself and get hit with all the vials. It really, other than that, it's like, I don't know, we didn't have to do it. And if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, in the sequels, we don't talk about this serum ever again.
So they do talk about the serum, right?
And
But they eventually get to a point where they give him
yeah,
something that he doesn't need it, right?
right.
Um, and I think the thought process behind this, or at least in some of the if I'm going back, if I'm remembering the comic books right, is once they switch it up, like he had they call it what bloodlust, right? Like he needs blood,
Yeah.
like and like he gets to the point where if he doesn't take it, he gets like almost like Pharaoh Wolverine, right? Like
Hmm.
where they just become an animal.
Hmm.
They didn't give us that. Now if they would have gave us a scene or two where he didn't take the serum and he couldn't get to it and he just go crazy, then it would have gave the serum more value. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you. It
Yeah.
was just like, oh, he's taking the serum, and then guess what? When he finally do get some real blood, he get even stronger. So why wasn't I just drinking blood from the
And,
beginning?
and then at the very end, he just goes, "You make me a stronger serum." And it's like, why do we pay all this attention to the serum, not see her make the serum? Like,
Yeah,
like come up with this.
facts.
So
So,
that part, I was just like, maybe we could have done without that. Maybe not, but maybe we could have done without that.
little tidbit though about
Huh? Go ahead. Go
Little
ahead.
tidbit about Deacon Frost. So I
Yeah.
did a little research because I was like, who the fuck is he? I don't, like I
Mhm.
said, I don't really need. But in the original Blade or Dracula series, where Blade came from,
Mhm.
he's actually the vampire that bit Blade's mom.
He is in the movie too.
No, and they don't. Well, at least they don't show that he's the vampire that bit
No, but
Blade's
they
mom.
say that
Oh,
they
do
tell
they?
you when his mother.
Okay. Well, I might have missed that.
Yeah.
But he's in the comic book in the comics, he's a older. He's really old, like almost dying, and he's like a scientist for the vampires
Mhm.
that is literally like experimenting, trying to get. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So I would. You saying that now? I think maybe what they were trying to get at, because in the synopsis they said technologically advanced vampires. I think they're trying to get at that he's like a computer vampire, because they keep showing him doing the computer stuff. So
Okay.
him being the scientist, he's the
They
computer.
ain't do a good
But
job with that. Though.
explaining that really. So I want to point. I want to ask you this, I actually watched the movie twice in the last.
Mm,
Wesley Snipes.
yeah.
Do we have right now an actor that's like him? And let me explain. Wesley Snipes is so good in this movie, right?
Hmm.
But also doing the martial arts, right? He's an actual martial artist.
Hmm.
You can tell because in the majority of the fight scenes, they don't have to cut really quickly to like
Right.
show like that it's not him. You know what I mean? Like in the final battle with Deacon Frost, they do, because obviously Frost ain't really doing that. The guy Dorf isn't really doing that. So he can actually fight. It looks real. He can play a badass. But then just going back through his resume, man, he's done dramas.
Hmm.
He's New Jack City, White Man Can't Jump. That's a comedy drama. Uh, um, what's the one? Jungle Fever, like
Passenger 57.
Passenger 57. Like he is like a real actor who can play all these different genres and actually fight and make an action scene look really good. And I was racking my brain to be like, do we have anybody like that now? And really, did we have anybody like that before? Who's like a real actor, like can do kind of it all. And that's what probably the biggest reason this movie works.
So I think the biggest drop off you see, or the biggest plus additive from him to other actors is, like you said, he actually can do the martial arts. Because I think there are thespians out there that can act in that
Yeah,
room, but to make like fight scenes seem real is kind of hard. Um, Nobody's jumping into my mind. Closest I might get is if I go maybe Michael B. Jordan. If you think about him actually doing the fight scenes in Rocky,
and right, like he learned how to box. Sure.
um, I might go there. But even still, um, I mean, the answer is no, because nobody has
The
actually done it.
the
I'm trying
the
to. I mean,
the action in this movie is so pivotal um to its success and
mm,
to getting the interest of the viewer. And I don't think it gets that to be that way without him specifically
yeah,
being
yeah, I
able
agree.
to do these fight scenes in the way he does them and make them look so natural, and just makes it so the viewer doesn't have to be like going through all these cuts, these quick cuts, and not seeing everything. I was kind of amazed by that. Here's my last kind of bad about the movie that I didn't like,
Mm.
and you touched on it a bit, in your initial thoughts. It stalls in the middle, man. It stalls at about the point where we finally find out that he's a vampire.
Soon as they get away from fucking shit up and try to
Yeah.
tell the plot.
And I got to the point where I was like, man, you know what? This movie's too long, and I'm bored right now. Like I'm bored.
Hmm.
I'm bored all the way. You know, I was especially bored with like the part where Dorf gets the head vampire and leaves him in the sun.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be a cool moment, and it wasn't. I was just like,
But here's the question: I didn't. They did because they didn't make it make sense.
yeah,
It's
they
it's
just cut to it.
it's 15 people in this vampire council. You take one and kill them. Like I like why not kill all of them then?
Yeah.
What's the point? Like it didn't make sense. Like it didn't make like it would have been better if they just started out with him being a part of the council that's deflecting,
Hmm.
not somebody who's just like that they see as a lackey. But yeah, I think it had its dry spots.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the movie was excellent.
Overall,
Um,
I would have said, because I think when I first brought this up to you, I said like I got some gripes with the movie, and I watching it a third time now, like month.
mhm,
Uh, no, I love this movie. I love this movie. There is a couple other things that I was like, but overall,
mhm.
this movie is really rewatchable. The fight scenes are still some of the best we've seen. Wesley Snipes is at his best. Um, it, it leaves you wanting more. So good thing that we got to get some more. I do. Two other things before you speak real quick. This movie is gross as well though. It has some real gross things, like
Oh yeah.
Pearl slash Mojo. She looks like Mojo from the X-Men. Pearl, that was nasty. That in the
Hmm?
movie.
I think that had value though.
Okay, I just it was gross. I didn't like that. And then also, okay, did this have value? This part, bringing his mother back and having her like kiss on him
Seducing.
and
Like yeah,
that
that
was
was weird. That
weird,
was
and I
weird. That
don't
was
know why they
weird.
did.
That was weird, bro. It was
I
uncalled for.
it was totally uncalled for. I can't figure out for the life of me why that needed to be in the movie. Why she needed to be in the movie again at all? Actually,
Just the doctor in the pit with the black chick. He didn't need to be in, like it was
I
like
forgot about that. That was so stupid. And they explained it like, oh, sometimes they turn into like zombies, and all she did was beat him with a bone. Like, what was the point of this? It was so stupid. I would have rather her during that time had been in the chemistry lab making a new serum and we could see
right.
it together rather than fighting a zombie vampire. And that doesn't make sense. Also, a zombie vampire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I
I
talked.
agree.
Go ahead.
Um, so all right, let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
Did you know this movie had two alternate endings?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So peep game, right? So one of the alternate endings that they shot is Frost, right? When he becomes Lamort, what is it? Lamaga, whatever it is.
Like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the blood guy. He actually becomes like this blood tornado. Like they take like his face is going is like a tornado of blood. You know what I'm saying? And they said it didn't like if you, I actually watched it on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Mm.
But it looked so visually unappealing that it was like this is stupid. Like let's just make him fight each other. Um,
Okay. Oh, so instead of him being Steven Dorff, he would have been.
a blood
Okay.
tornado. Yeah, like a blood tornado. Like this is stupid. So they took that out. And then also, so you know, at the end where they come out and he tells the chick says like, "Yo, I can make you a cure," and he's like, "I don't need a cure. Just make me a better serum." Right. That ending was supposed to lead to the sequel, which was supposed to include Morbius. So like there's an alternate ending where she says that, and you see Morbius standing on the building,
Uh,
right? So and think about it. So Blade 2, we didn't get there yet, but Blade 2,
yeah.
the main villain was supposed to be
More
Morbius, but what they realized is Marvel had fucked the money up already, that they already sold all the rights because Morbius is under Spider-Man. Can't do it now.
and the villain in that has been injected with some sort of. Tell me if I'm wrong. Some sort of
Yeah,
uh
he's been
virus or
experimented on.
that makes him what he is.
Correct.
Kind of Morbius.
Yes, without Morbius though.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got sense. That makes sense. I'm actually excited to watch the second one, even though my memory of the second one is it's not nearly as good as the
Second
first.
one's better. Second one's the best out of the
You said
trilogy, in my
second
opinion.
better.
The best out of the trilogy.
I remember being underwhelmed, but it's been a long time. It's been I don't know, years now.
Let me throw this little trivia at you, right?
Yeah.
Based on the movie, right? So you got
Yeah.
Blade, okay? Now thinking only in the big screen space, right? How these characters are portrayed. Let me throw some names at you. Will Blade get his ass kicked or would he win?
Okay.
All right, let's so we gonna
Cinematic
start,
Blade. We're
huh?
talking cinematic Blade.
Cinematic Blade versus cinematic whoever I name.
Okay.
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 So let's go Black Widow.
Mm. Blade.
Blade.
Go Blade on
Okay.
that. Yeah, Black
Huh?
Widow's dope, but he can fight like her, but has super strength and speed.
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
So
Agreed.
yeah.
Um, let's go. Let's go. Uh, Falcon or Captain America.
Falcon, Captain America,
Yeah.
uh, Blade, Blade.
Blade. Okay. Okay.
I yeah, Blade. I do like. I told you this. I do like Falcon's fight scenes. They make him like a really good fighter, and they're dope. But I don't think Falcon could handle Captain America. And if you can't handle Captain America, he can't handle Blade.
Captain America.
Steve Rogers, Captain America. I got it. Steve Rogers. You never bet against Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers will find a way. He
Uh,
he held Mjolnir. Can't beat him.
Killmonger. I'm trying not to name two people that's overpowered. Killmonger.
Oh, oh man. What throws me off about that is it's black on black.
Yeah.
I don't know who to root for. And the other thing is like I'm a Killmonger guy. I thought
I am
Killmonger.
too. I am too. I agree.
I guess Killmonger with the Black Panther powers. Like after he's
Yeah. Yeah. What the black? Yeah.
oh damn damn dog. I don't know. I gotta pick one.
Yeah. Pick one.
Uh, damn. I guess still Blade. I
Blade.
still go
Okay. Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh, I think
I'll
I
go
see.
that
I
one.
you know what's crazy? I think the first Winter Soldier probably I would say yes, but after that they made him kind of a bitch.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. I'm thinking of the first.
You
So we
think
talk
first iteration? I
current
got you.
incarnation of Winter Soldier, or the first in the Winter Soldier
Just
movie.
in terms of Winter Soldier in the movies, like how you view him now.
I was when you said Soldier, I immediately thought the
The first iteration,
first movie.
right?
He's fighting Captain America
Mm-hmm.
on the bridge. That Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier
Mm-hmm.
will beat Blade
Okay.
for sure.
T'Challa.
I'm gonna go with Blade because T'Challa's not going.
Really?
He's not gonna be ruthless enough, dog.
Oh
He's not going to
wow!
be
Oh
ruthless.
wow!
Killmonger would be. Killmonger
That's
has a better chance than I think T'Challa does.
that's crazy work.
Yeah,
Um.
it is. I on Killmonger and T'Challa, I can't win. I can't win on those ones.
All right. Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Okay.
Deadpool. Like,
I ain't gonna name nobody else because everybody else is hits
what's
the
he gonna
level that.
do to Deadpool? Like, there's
Well,
nothing.
Blade technically has a healing factor too. They don't go into it in the movie, but he
Yeah,
also has a healing factor. So
I feel like it's not as fast as Deadpool's though.
I
Like, I mean, if he
maybe
cut off a hand, yeah, but like if he just stabbed him, I think Deadpool's will heal right away, like Wolverine.
right away. Well, maybe I'm venturing into the comic books a little bit. You're probably right. You're probably right on that. Right. But yeah, so I ain't gonna name nobody else. I think that's a good.
But I want to know Killmonger and Blade, or who wins, and then T'Challa and Blade, who wins?
So he beats Killmonger.
He beats Killmonger.
He
Okay.
beats Killmonger because Killmonger gets reckless. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he fights, in my opinion. Blade is more calculated. You know what I'm saying? Um, T'Challa wins. Um, because I just think I don't know. Maybe it's just how I feel about Black Panther. I
Yeah,
can't, you
that's
know what I'm
part of
saying?
it.
You know what I'm saying? It might be just be a thought, but that's where I would go with it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
those are tough, man.
Yeah,
Those the other ones that were fine. That was tough. I like that. That was good. We should do that at the end of every show.
I'm with
That,
it.
all right, man. That's all I got for the Blade stuff, man.
Yeah.
So and we're gonna stay on this movie trilogy.
Okay.
Blade
So
2
we
next.
so here's the thing. Let me throw this. I know we want to do 2 and 3, but we
Yeah,
know 3 is trash. So can
yeah,
we just do 2 and 3 together? I don't
yeah,
want to spend a whole show talking about
yeah,
3.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what I'm getting into with either of these movies because it's been so long since I've seen them. And like I said, from my memory, I didn't really love either of them.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Side
let's
note:
do it. 2 and 3.
if you need something to watch the new Dragon Ball.
Everybody keeps telling me that. My son told me
Yeah,
that. Nephew told me
get
that.
into the new Dragon Ball, bro.
All right. It's a
All right.
Daima, right?
Now, I can't pronounce it, but
Yeah.
yes,
All right.
what you just said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. I have to get into that. Yeah, and then we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All
that's
right, baby.
that's the first episode
First
down.
show, one down, million to go. You know what I'm saying? No, and listen, it's gonna be a minute before we do some DC stuff here, so you might. I don't know when the next
I don't like
DC
I
movie's
don't like
coming
the
out.
DC
Bro.
hate. I don't like the DC hate.
The cartoon, no,
Pick it.
the cartoon movies they put out are fire. I think they do those extremely well.
They do. Yes, you're right. And
So
they just dropped part 2 of Watchmen, the cartoon movie.
did
Check
they?
that out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm on it. I'm
on
on it.
Max.
I'm
Yeah,
on it.
they do. Listen, DC is better. It's just not better in the movie department, dog. That's all. We'll
Listen,
we'll get
you know how I feel about DC. I feel, you know what I'm saying, just don't give me Batman, Superman ever again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something else, bro.
I agree.
I don't need Batman and Superman every 3 years. Reboot it. Not even sequels. Just reboot. Let's cast somebody new and do the same fucking movie. Like, I'm tired of it.
I do love Batman though, so I'll take those. But I do agree. We need to get some more. And I think that's what's about to happen. I mean, we
Okay.
got Green Lantern TV show coming out. Like that's what's about to happen. We're good.
Hopefully, it ain't as bad as the Green Lantern movie. You about to tell me it was good. I think you already told me that you like this movie for some
I
reason.
I okay. First of all, I I have to like it. It's the only Green Lantern movie I have. I don't have anything else. Okay, I'm a big Green Lantern fan. I'm a DC guy. It's the only movie I got, so I have no choice but to at least
I got you.
for it being made.
We gonna end here, man. We gonna
All
end
right,
here. We got a lot to talk about. Yo, man, I liked it. Catch us every. You know
we did it.
what I'm saying,
We
let's do
did.
this.
Peace.